Okay, so the question, ma'am, here is that there are many learners who start from basic English. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, as a learner, whoever is here to learn English from the basic level, basic, who cannot form structure of sentences,
Okay.
proper structure. So,
All
how
right.
should they begin practicing English in your perspective, if you could advise something? The correct method of practicing. There are so many people who complain that they
Mm-hmm.
have been practicing English for a very long while now. They have been trying to practice on their own, talking to their own selves, but
Mm-hmm.
still they aren't able to observe any changes, any major changes in themselves. So, what should be the strategy of practicing English if somebody is trying to do it on their own?
Okay. So
Okay,
if so, let's start our session with the introduction.
I am Kavita, joining you from Mumbai,
Okay.
and I am working as an academic content writer. With that, I have YouTube channel. I create
Okay.
videos in English for my students, and I help them learn English. So I think this is
Wow.
it.
Okay. And may I know what is this reason of joining this session? Like, what are you looking for?
There are two specific reasons behind this. The first reason is I like interacting with people, so I
Okay.
get to know many other people like me, and at the same time, I upload these videos on my channel with a view to
Okay.
help my audience learn
Okay.
English in a better way through regular conversation. So I give
Okay.
them a kind of conversation free of cost so that they can listen to us and they can improve themselves by listening.
Wonderful, wonderful. I must say that I do have a same kind of mindset. Okay, I also love to interact with the people. Let me also start with my introduction. My name is Bhoomika, and I'm from Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and
Mathura.
if I talk about my qualification as well, then I'm working as an HR. Okay,
HR.
and like
Okay,
if you
okay.
ask that why are you here and how come from HR to here, so I would say the
I
same
was
thing.
about
I love to interact with the people, and this is something which I would say is my hobby, and which is something which
okay.
I'm keen to do actually, right? So that's why I'm here, and I love to see you as well here.
Ma'am, I have some sort of questions to
Yeah,
ask
please.
you. If you in okay, thank you so much. First, okay. So the question, ma'am, here is that there are many learners who start from basic English. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, as a learner, whoever is here to learn English from the basic level, basic, who cannot form structure of sentences,
Okay.
proper structure. So,
All
how
right.
should they begin practicing English in your perspective? If you could advise something.
Very nice question, I must say. And see, if I talk about how a person from the beginning can start from the basic, what is actually needed here is so, whenever a person who wants to learn any language, I'm not talking about only English, let's take an example of any other language also. What is something that is required? Vocabulary. If you don't
Okay.
know the vocabulary, if you don't know the words that you have to speak, then how you are going to construct the sentences? All right. So what I suggest, it's not like you start learning vocabulary. That is the way by which you can do it. Not at all possible. Hindi as well, which we are not aware about it, right? But when I say about learner, the one who wants to start from the very basic, he can start with the conversation part, right? As we are doing it here. So when I say conversation, it includes when you're thinking about yourself in your mind or making a sentence also wanted to say something in your mind as well. You should have each and everything in English. Like if I'm talking about English language prefer here. So each and everything should be in your mind, should be in English. And when you will speak something in front of somebody else, try to speak English. It's not matter you are speaking wrong grammar, that doesn't matter here. Okay, start speaking, go for it, and one day when you will go ahead, you will start speaking, you will always learn your words by yourself. The vocabulary will come from them there only. Yeah.
And how do we practice regularly? What should be the correct method of practicing? There are so many people who complain that they
Hmm?
have been practicing English for a very long while now. They have been trying to practice on their own, talking to their own selves, but
Mm-hmm.
still they aren't able to observe any changes, any major changes in themselves. So, what should be the strategy of practicing English if somebody is trying to do it on their own?
So if I talk about the strategy, as I already mentioned, conversation is something which is very, very, very good thing. If I talk about my Hindi
Okay.
language, okay, if
Huh.
someone is a native speaker of Hindi, okay, who can speak very well in English, Hindi. So why he is very or well versed with Hindi, he can speak each and everything. Why? Because he
Right.
speaks only in Hindi, right? And that is why it comes to a habit that we are able to speak each and everything very well, right? But when
Correct.
I English, what happens is while speaking English, what we think is when it comes to if my interviewer will be there or HR will be there, in front of that people only I'll go ahead and speak in English. So that is something which is not at all possible. You have to try, you have to speak in your mind as well, even when it comes to making thoughts. Always do in English if you have to improve your English. So think about, I already mentioned this in my first question as well, previous question, think in English, start conversation in English only with your friends as well.
Okay.
It's not like, from today onwards, I'll start speaking English. And yes, tomorrow what will happen? You'll forget and you'll start speaking in Hindi again. So that's not possible. It's like make your mind, instead of Hindi, I'll speak now English only. And that will come from practice actually.
Okay, okay. And one more last question.
Yeah.
Am I allowed actually to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. But see,
and you said that, yes.
Go ahead.
You said that you are working as an HR. So I'm damn sure that you might have met many people whom you might have interviewed. And during the process, you might have come across such candidates who in the beginning, when they come across you or they start talking to you, they get nervous. They don't feel enough confidence in appearing for the interview or representing, expressing their skills which they already possess. In
Correct.
such cases, what do we do?
So it might happen, if I talk about me and you as well, when we go to someone and we start, like if person is something new to us, right? We are not, you can say like I'm a kind of a person who love to not to talk or not to interact with the people, right? It happens with them as well, and the one who doesn't know much English, right? What happens is, so when it comes to start giving interview in English, what happens is start feeling nervous. And if I say, clearly, if I say, if you want a job, if you want a good job, you should have very excellent communication skill, very, very excellent, right? What happens is when it comes to me, like we do hiring for good, you can say top clients we have. So if I talk about their interviews, what is something first that we judge is communication, and we ask the candidate only, because how can I judge in 2 minutes, or I would say the 5-minute conversation, that how's your communication? I cannot judge, right? He has something in his mind already about his work. He can start speaking whatever is there in his work and whatever he has written in the resume actually, right? So when it comes to checking their communication skill, what happens is we ask them that to rate your communication out of 10. Let's suppose if they are saying 7, then it's absolutely we are aware of it that it is 7. It means it is 4 or 5 only. Okay, this is something which is in our mindset. I wanted to tell you here, like in every interview, if you are going to tell them that, okay, my communication is like, I can rate myself 7. So it means, okay, it's like 4 or 5, what we think actually. So it's like a middle kind of communication skill, not very high and not very bad. So when it comes to rating yourself 8 or 9, that is something perfect that we can. And don't rate ever 10 as well, right? Nobody is perfect because we are not the native speaker that, I can speak. If I talk about me also, I will also rate myself 10 actually. Okay, I want to ask a question now. You asked me a lot of questions and I really like it, This is something which will help people as well. I wanted to know from you. So if I ask you to rate your English out of 10, how would you rate yourself?
I would rate myself 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Because when I come across people, those who cannot speak equivalent to my level, I feel confident enough. I feel like, yeah, I'm the best. But when I come across native speakers or somebody who are quite well versed with this language and very proficiency in their vocabulary, then I feel nervous and I feel like, oh, I'm nothing in front of these people.
Right.
So I feel that I have been working for this language for a long while now, but in my practice, I still need a lot to be included. A polished kind of structure is required in my vocabulary, in my phrases, idioms, all these things.
Okay.
Until and unless I do that, I feel I'm nothing.
Nothing. Okay, listen now. So, like you added one thing, like, if I compare myself with the foreigners and the people, those who are the native speaker of English, I compare and I think, or I feel like I'm nothing in front of them. Okay. So what is this advanced English? It's not like a rocket science that which advanced, you can say the foreigners can only speak or native speaker can only speak. This is what actually they use as idioms, or phrases. That is what they use in their communication, and that makes their communication excellent actually. That is what they say. If you want to be excellent in English, start learning idioms. Okay, that is the best way that you can make it. Let's suppose if your English is good, I'm talking about if it is good, to go for the next level, to reach to the next level, then you can start learning phrase or idioms. If I'm talking about a learner who will start from the phrases or from phrases or idioms, it is not the good choice. If I talk about the learners, what they can do is they can only start from the beginning. They can start with the conversation, start communicating, interacting with the people, and in habit, it will come in habit that you will start, though you will speak wrong grammar. That is absolutely correct. You will speak wrong grammar because if no, it is grammar is not like what we have in academics is they are going to teach us verb, this is pronoun, this is noun, but we actually don't know how can we use it in our real life. That is something missing in our education system as well, right? So that's what I wanted to say. Anything else from your end?
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for guiding us, guiding me and guiding my people. Okay, how to handle nervousness and hesitation while dealing with interviews. That was an added question which I asked you.
Yeah,
That's all that's right.
definitely. So if I talk about the nervousness or hesitation which comes in front of interviewer, like I think many people heard this before as well. Let's suppose if you are giving a speech also, you should have eye contact. That is very mandatory, right?
Correct.
Eye contact is something
Correct.
which looks that a person is confident. So if I say sometimes you will see a people and people will say to you that it's very difficult for me to make a eye contact with the person to whom I'm speaking. So it's better to see in the eyes, the blob balls, okay? Don't think that it's like in the balls I'm talking about, right? See in the eyeballs, and it's like what you will feel is you're speaking to the person, but you will not, because of the smile. It happens. If a person is smiling, if a person is angry face, it gives us the kind of a motivation. If it is person is like smiling more, so we think, yeah, we are not speaking more good. It's like we should stop ourselves. It should not be like, so it's better to speak in place. And if you're going for a public speaking, what should I suggest is whenever you speak in the public speaking, don't see that person. A person should think that I'm able to see you, but it should be at the back. What is there at the back? I have to see there the wall which is there at the back. So it looks like my focus is here only, but actually I'm seeing to that wall. So that is also a best way.
Correct. I have seen many of my friends while I was in college and we had presentations to deliver. I saw many of my friends, if they had a best friend, they would go in front and stand in front of the class and start delivering the speech, but they would look constantly at one person who would be their best friend. On that one person, and they would deliver the entire speech. The rest of the class is also listening. You should maintain, actually balance eye contact of looking at everyone at a glance. I feel that is important, and I did the same. I tried to look at the benches, on the windows, and all together to all the people, so that everyone feels that I am deciphering it to all.
If your eyes are going here and there, that's fine. It's okay. But if your eyes are like this or like this, that is something very frustrating. It looks very bad. A person who is in front of you will think this person is underconfident actually. Right? So we are new here, right? And we are able to converse. We are able to do the conversation very easily, right? It's not like I can see that you are a kind of a person who can talk to everybody, and even you can think like I am a person who can talk to anybody without any hesitation, right? And how it comes, like it is not God gifted. I must say, it's not at all God gifted. Even I am working from home since 2 years, since I started my job. So now you can understand if a person who is working from home and has never interacted with the people in the job, it's like a person should not be that confident. But why I am? Because of practicing only. So practice makes men perfect. It's very, very popular actually, that we can implement it.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. But I feel I didn't speak anything, but what you spoke is more valuable because my viewers also keep listening to me and my point of view. I felt like now I should stop speaking much and let my teachers speak a bit more.
And even you shared in the beginning only, I'm taking the session so that I can help other people. So that makes me that I should speak today. It's not like I will not ask learner to speak more today, because definitely it will reach to the people, those who actually need it. Correct?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.